Hello, welcome. My name is Brian Kaplan, editor of The Banker, and we're at the spring meeting of the Institute of International Finance, which this year is in London. I'm with Rick Waugh, former chief executive of Scotiabank. And Rick, I mean, you've been in the sessions this afternoon. What's been your general impression of the mood and the topics of discussion?
You know, Brian, as you know, I've been going to these sessions for a long time, and what strikes me is it's somewhat repetitive in the sense the issues that we're talking about and the questions we're talking about, all very important, but it's still the same things we've been talking about now 6 years after the crisis. So really, we've got to be, I think, more forward thinking, as came up in one or two of the panels today, and pause for the cause. There's enough rules and regulations, capital, liquidity that have been done. We got to get on with the growth issue right now.
Okay, because there was a panel earlier on, and it was composed of analysts and investors, and they were really quite upbeat, weren't they? They were talking about different ways of gaining access to banking. So maybe they're kind of a bit ahead of the curve.
It was almost like two different conferences, you know, in terms of one of what I would call cautious and versus optimism. And I think, and the markets are looking forward, and I think we have to, in the private sector and our regulators and our policy sectors, is let the financial sector and the banks move forward, and the markets are looking at that, and perhaps we are now at it, that over the next 5 years we can get on with getting back our growth rates around the world.
And when we look forward, I mean, is it a lot of discussion this afternoon about technology, but I mean, how key is that? Or, you know, that's got to be done alongside basic banking services, presumably. You've got to get the customer proposition right, yeah?
Technology is an enabler. It's a tool. Our basic core, you know, as payments and disintermediation and credit and advice, technology is really going to help us do that, whether it's transaction payments, increasing our efficiency and what have you. But our core function, you know, is still as important as it was centuries ago and will. Technology will allow us to do a better job. There'll be individual ones of us who don't embrace it, and that can be a problem, but I think most of us understand that we've got to move on, and we have all this legacy systems with big data and customers. We're in a good position, but we do have to embrace it. But it's an enabler. It's not going to be something that we're going to give up the marketplace to a bunch of people in the cloud.
Okay, Rick, as a former CEO of a major bank, what's your last piece of advice here for CEOs now tackling these problems?
Well, you know, banking is about trust. It's not about rules and regulations. We have to have the trust of you, our customers, for even the payments, for the disintermediation and that. And that's why some people are talking about we have to regain that trust, which again is your people, your principles, your values, your culture. That's nothing new. Some of us may have lost that over the last 10 years. You get that back, you get a regain, and some of us we hope we still got that trust. And then then our politicians and our regulators, you know, will be a lot less on our back, and we can all look to what we should do, making better lives, careers, and jobs, and profits for our shareholders.
Okay, thanks very much for sharing your thoughts.
All right, Ryan, good to see you.
Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you.